Hey there guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well and welcome to today's video. We've got some more ARK official PvP on the Conquest cluster and someone finally went and did it. They brought a Titan to our Blue Obelisk island base. Now the footage I don't have from the exact moment they downloaded the Titan and brought it up towards our base. I just wasn't recording. I logged on, I was having a little look around, I saw it pop up on screen that a Titan has been downloaded, and they actually downloaded this down towards the bottom of our ramp, and then they started walking it up. So really you're only missing about a minute or so's worth of us actually starting to shoot that thing, and it was crazy, man, like, because we just hadn't had a Titan come to the base, and obviously we weren't ready for to just fight it as soon as it pops in. But with Titans, you really don't get any time to prep. A lot of the time at our base, as you've seen from some of the videos, we get people come, and sometimes big tribes come and they try and do things, but we can manage to delay them for long enough for us to be able to bring everyone online and just fight them off. However, with a Titan, it doesn't quite work like that. But anyway, I'm going to get stuck straight into the action because it was really epic. I'll be honest, it was completely epic fighting it, and then we'll have a little talk afterwards about what we did, why we did it, and what kind of damage it done and what we could have done better perhaps.
Yeah, it's on top of the base right now, the desert Titan, the forest Titan. It's literally on. They just walked it straight up, dude. It's on one of the turret towers. I mean, it's getting hit, but not enough. Laying into it with shotgun until it got on me. Yeah, the Velociraptors are down in the cave, dude. I'm just trying to get some cryos, but this thing, I'm the only person shooting it. It's destroyed a fair few of the turrets on our cliff platforms. It's like almost on top of the base now, on top of the teleporter. And it's down to about a third. Get up to the obelisk, to the actual main base, Foju. Oh, anything you TP might get hit, by the way. Is the TP gone? No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, I guess. Do they not like tech? They tech rifle.
Tech rifle works good on them too.
I mean, it's just gonna lay into anything with some neutral guys. Let's just keep at it for now. We've got a lot of stuff we like up here. It's gonna, dude. All the turrets on the blue are basically gone.
What the fuck did I get that? The lag, oh my god, dude.
I'm not surprised, dude. It's a good distraction. Titan is like, I don't know.
Can't even move. The lag is just so bad right now.
Yikers. There goes your...
Where was that stuff? Oh, okay.
That's a crafting station. Yeah, man, it's not taking much damage. Well, I mean, we just got guns. We don't have Velonosaurs up here. They're in the cave. Auto rifle's actually not that bad for this situation.
It just hit the main base. Oh my god. Is it not dead yet?
No, dude.
Christ, it's alive. Yeah, I know. That's what he's doing right now. He's hitting it.
Yeah. ARK 2018, boys.
Green over here. It's nothing but red.
We can't do anything with the lag.
Titan's about to die, but we've got to get ready for everything else that they're probably pushing with at the same time. Yeah, we're not going to have much turret coverage after this, boys. And then we'll come shooting at a Forest Titan. Yeah, I think some was neutral and others were passive. Titan's dead, is it? Oh, it's dead. Look, it's dead. Check around the base, make sure there's no holes.
So I don't know what you guys think, but damn, I just thought that was so epic. Like, I really actually enjoyed fighting that thing off. It's like OP as the Titans can be, and obviously are. I don't know, man. It was honestly just one of the most fun things ever. Like, the kind of excitement of having it just turn up at our base. Luckily, we had some people on. Obviously, without any people at all, it would have done a lot more damage, and it definitely could have been a lot worse than it was. Basically, we had a crafting station over that side. It seems like someone was riding it up until it got up towards the top part, and then after that I think it was just on aggressive. I wasn't really sure of that at the time, and also at the time I wasn't even sure where the guy was who was going to be on it, if they were on it. Like, I hadn't ridden it before, so I didn't know where to shoot if I was going to try and snipe someone off of it, but it turns out there was no one on it anyway at that point. Now, if someone was on it there, it could have been a lot worse, because I think if they'd have walked it up towards the part where we actually were, that would have obviously killed a lot of us and possibly actually destroyed this kind of base that we had going up the top. So it was lucky that there was no one on it really, and we did manage to kill it. But as you can see, it was kind of tanky. So that kind of really rung true to me, that I didn't know as much as I wanted to know about the Titans in terms of what is useful to use against them. So I did a little bit of research afterwards, and I'm going to share that with you guys so you guys know what to have ready for if you are going to fight these Titans. Now, I knew they didn't like tech, and I knew they didn't like Velonosaurs, but I wasn't sure of the exact numbers. So I went into single player, did a little bit of testing to help you guys out and to help myself in the future fight these Titans to know what to use. Now, the first thing to note is the Desert Titan does take 3 times damage. So if you are fighting the Desert Titan, it should die quicker, but obviously you've got to remember the Desert Titan is even more deadly, because although the Frost Titan is meant to be the most agile of them all, the fact that the Desert Titan can fly means it can be a lot deadlier. If it can sneak up on your base without getting shot by many turrets, then it is basically all over, as we've seen in many videos. But it does take more damage, that's just something to know. When it comes to the Forest Titan, there is a place where you can actually shoot the guy off of it. It's in the top left hand corner, up on its shoulder there. Quite difficult to hit, but it is possible. Now, one thing I didn't know is that the Forest Titan actually takes more damage on its chin. So like the bottom of its chin, where like the beard is, I guess, it actually takes more damage. So that's something to note. If you are shooting at it, try and focus your fire in that area. So moving on to creatures and weapons, what is best to fire at this thing? Obviously in my clip you could see me using the pump action shotgun. I ended up grabbing a tech rifle and then an assault rifle. So firstly, let's talk about creatures. Obviously, the Velonosaur is great against these things, but they have big downsides. Number one, they have to be quite close to these things to actually hit them. The Velonosaur doesn't have infinite range with its hit, so it can be quite difficult. However, in that situation, if I'd have had some up there where I was shooting from, I think I would have been able to hit it. So that would have been good. However, in my situation here, I didn't have any Velonosaurs available to me, so that wasn't really an option. But the Velonosaur is extremely good against all Titans. Wyverns are also quite decent if you can get especially a poison wyvern, because the blast range is quite far, so you don't have to be in too much danger to actually hit it. So poison's very good, lightning and fire are also quite good, but those are a lot more dangerous because you obviously have to be closer to the Titan to actually hit those. So out of potential weapons to hit the Titans with, I tested out the assault rifle, the Fabby sniper, the pump action shotgun, the Fab pistol, the simple pistol, and the tech rifle. Now the tech rifle is good. It does 50 damage per hit. I guess that's probably the same as a tech turret will do to it. The only downside, as you can see from the footage that I just showed you, the tech rifle does overheat quite quickly, and if you're going to shoot it in a way where it won't overheat, you have to shoot it very slowly. So the tech rifle is good, however obviously it does have that downside. A tech tappy or something like that, or a tech rock drake would probably be really good, and probably one of the best things you could have ready to use. I didn't have a tappy up there prepped at the time, so it wasn't really something I just thought to grab, and at that time I didn't actually know how useful tech was compared to other standard weapons. But obviously tech is very good, and the tech rifle will do 50 damage per hit. So say you don't have a tech rifle ready, you don't have a Velonosaur around, or even a wyvern to shoot it with. Out of the standard weapons that you might have around, which is the most effective? Now assault rifle, although a lot of people don't use them in PvP for good reasons, they're kind of difficult to hit small players and small targets. Against certain creatures they can be very good. They do a lot of damage per second due to the fact they fire so quickly, and obviously the one I had was 450 damage or something like that. So you are going to be able to do a decent amount of damage. Now it doesn't do a crazy amount of damage to a Titan, it actually only does 4 damage per hit, but you've got to bear in mind that obviously my one I was using was 450 damage, something like that, so that's up to about 20 damage per hit. And these things fire really quickly, so they fire 40 shots within a few seconds, so 40 times 4, you know, that hundreds of damage within a few seconds, and then the reload of those is actually quite quick as well. So it's not a bad idea to use those. Normally people don't use assault rifles in things like boss fights and whatever, because obviously they use advanced rifle bullets, so people don't really want to use their advanced rifle bullets. But in a Titan situation, assault rifle is not a bad option at all, especially if you have a high damage one like I did. I tried a fabricated sniper, that actually didn't seem like a very good option. It doesn't do crazy damage. Obviously if you've got like a 600 damage one lying around the base and you've got loads of ammo and it's all you've got, then maybe it's a good option, but it didn't really seem that cost effective. That only did 17 damage per hit with a 100% damage Fabby sniper. The best weapon to use, and I did test out the pistols and whatever, and if you do have a pistol they're fine, but it tends to be the pump action shotgun. It's kind of predictable and it's kind of annoying for me in a way, and the pump action shotgun just seems such a good weapon in so many scenarios. I wish there was more variety to it, but Wildcard have made ARK in a way that the pump action shotgun doesn't take any, it doesn't do any less damage at range. Like in a lot of games, shotguns will be balanced by the fact that at long range they'll do less damage. The only way that a shotgun will do less damage in this game is if the pellets don't hit, and yes, the further away your shotgun is from your target, the bigger the pellet spread. But honestly, especially if you aim down sight from almost any range against a decent sized target, you're going to hit all of those bullets. So the pump action shotgun is probably the best out of what I'd call the normal weapons. Obviously anything tech is good, wyverns are decent, and Velonosaurs are probably the best because they don't run out of ammunition obviously, and they just fire super quickly. So luckily for us, because there was no one on it, it wasn't really like an organised attack. Not too much damage was done. Obviously, you can see we lost some farming tames that were at the blue orb. We lost the teleporter and we just threw one down straight away. And we lost our indie forges that we had there. But they didn't actually manage to blow up anything else. They didn't manage to get to the main base, so they didn't get any gear out of it. And it's kind of weird, really. If they'd have organised a real attack with a Titan and a proper push as well and a proper fob, they could have done a lot of damage. But the fact they didn't follow up that Titan Titan with anything else meant that it was more of an inconvenience than anything. And one thing I think it showed to us is that with Titans in the game now, you can't really have a base out in the open like this. We've moved all of our stuff to different caves. Obviously, we like living on the island, but we have many servers in our alliance, so we live in different caves around the place, and they're honestly the best place to live. The biggest fear about living in a cave is meshing, but meshing is a lot better now than it was, especially with Velonosaurs as well. Velonosaurs make it very difficult to raid caves now if they're nicely set up. So they didn't get any gear out of it, and really it just made us kind of consolidate what we had into a slightly different and more improved setup. So it was actually quite a good thing in my opinion, because if they hadn't have done that and someone else had come with a Titan and an organized push, they could have done a lot of damage. And there was quite a lot of good gear in that base up the top, as you can see in this video, and with a real good push they could have had all of that. Obviously none of that is there anymore. We actually took all of that base down because it's kind of like a target, and we're just going to use that area as like a teleporter area. There's no need to use the blue orb as an actual base anymore. Obviously you can see we're being susceptible to Titan damage. But that's it for this video, guys. I hope you learned a little something. I hope you found that battle absolutely epic. I know it was one of the most fun things I've done in Ark Survival Evolved, but that's it for now. I'll see you all next time.